Hi, I'm Helena, author and illustrator of the Mythos Tarot. In this video today, I wanted to explain some of my thoughts and my reasonings behind the tarot card placements of Hermes, Pan, and Hades. The Mythos Tarot has been out about a month now, and I've noticed in some of the comments, Hermes especially, people aren't quite understanding why I put him in the placement that I did, as he's more traditionally placed in the position of the Fool. So I thought I'd do a quick video explaining why I did some of these placements, just to see if you can get a stronger connection to the deck, or maybe if you've not bought the deck yet, so that it makes a little bit more sense than just seeing the name associated with the card. So, first up, Hermes. Hermes was the god of travel, trade, hospitality, communication, cunning, and thieves. One of the 12 Olympians, Hermes was official herald and messenger to the gods. He moved freely throughout all realms and was a conductor of the dead to Hades and a protector of travelers. So in some of the more traditional tarot readings of the Hermit, it's about inner wisdom, searching for truth, guidance, withdrawal, introspection, and enlightenment. So it's really important to note here that, as with so many of the other gods in this deck, that Hermes is here to help you. He's not necessarily a personification of this card, but he's the god that I thought best that would be able to help you on this journey, to bring you a message and be your best guide. So a little known duty of Hermes, along with his messenger roles and all of the other things that he did as a god, was to conduct people to the underworld. He didn't do it for everyone and shared this role with Thanatos, who was the god of peaceful death, and you can find him on the death card. It is generally well known though that Hermes moved between all of the realms with ease, so he moved from the realm of the gods, the mortals, and the underworld seamlessly. And what a better guide or mentor to take you on your own introspective journey. If you were seeking inner guidance, if you were going on your own spiritual journey, Hermes is here to take you in the way that he would take spirits and take them between realms and be their guide. He is here to help you on your own journey. I think it is really important when you have mentors. A lot of wisdom comes from yourself, especially in this Hermit card. It is telling you that that wisdom does often need to come from yourself. So you don't need someone telling you what to do, you need someone showing you the path and to ease your way as you go. So that brings us on to the Fool, and why I chose that to be Pan. Pan, god of the wild, shepherds, and mischief. Pan was a mischievous god whose laughter was consistently changing. Eternally roaming to the sound of his choice musical notes, he chased nymphs and created novelty. So some of the traditional readings to this card is new beginnings, travel, spontaneity, mischief, free spirit, and foolishness. So I think this goes hand in hand with Pan as a deity. He's there playing his pipes for you, he's creating that wild beat of mischief, of frolicking around those hills, of joining him in that frenzied music of youth and fun and travel and journey and freedom and free-spiritedness. The way I see this card is Pan has come into your life playing his pipes, and the wild beat and the wild dance is taking you out of being stagnant and taking you to a place where you want to go on that journey. You feel more revitalized, you feel more youthful, and you feel more wild, and you wish to go out. So I see that as Pan coming into your life being an influence. And again, not a personification of this card, but to bring you a message and to play those pipes for you and to set you free. So another disagreement of placement that I saw was who I put for the Devil card, which was Hades. Hades, god of the underworld. Hades was god of the underworld and king of the dead, ruling his domain with his wife Persephone. Alongside him in the underworld was the three-headed watchdog Cerberus, and his realm consisted of multiple levels, including places for the pure, heroic, wicked, and those in between. So some of the common interpretations of the Devil card is not the devil literally, and I think this is a really important point for me here. I don't find myself being particularly religious at all, and so while the devil to some people can mean the devil, you know, capital T, capital D, Lucifer, however you want to take it, like so many of the other tarot cards, I don't read into it that way. I don't read it as a literal devil. I see it as the meaning, which is the shadow self, attachment, sometimes obsession, darker parts of your personality. I think Hades is a really good fit when you look at those darker and shadow self elements. So if you take the whole devil and king of the underworld things, put them to the side and just look at him as a god, he actually still fits the card really well. He fits it not only in the shadow, the dark, all of this works really well in with the, king of the underworld, down in the realm of the dead, dark, shadowy. So Hades was actually quite a secretive character within mythology. When you look into it and you look into the text, not as much was written about him as the other gods in terms of something with a more storytelling narrative. He was mentioned quite a lot, but there weren't a huge amount of actual stories written about him, apart from one of the more famous ones, which was the abduction of Persephone. A brief, very simplified version of this story. Hades was lusting after Persephone, who was a beautiful fair maiden and daughter of Demeter. He came up to the realm of the gods, abducted her, took her down to the underworld, and kept her captive there. And eventually, when she was asked to be returned, he tricked her with some pomegranate seeds and kept her there as his queen of the underworld for a portion of the year. And then she got to return to the realm of the gods for other portions of the year. So she actually ruled beside him as his queen. So why I think all of this summed up so perfectly into the Devil card is with this story, it taps into obsession, of desire, of, sexual desires, of wanting Persephone so badly, and perhaps that not always being the most positive thing. Yes, there are positive aspects to that within the Devil card, but I think this is a lesson we can learn from Hades here, and it just tied and married in so well. These are some of the reasons of why I thought Hades was a perfect fit for the Devil card. So I think something that I really want people to know was every decision between the gods going to a card was very intentional. None of this was just a flippant, oh, this god maybe suits this card, let's just pair it together. Everything was really thought through. And the really hard thing was the gods are so multifaceted in their personalities. It wasn't a struggle to find a god for each card. It was a struggle to narrow down what do you do when you've got 5 goddesses that would be perfect for the moon card. So it becomes this game of shuffling, of seeing perhaps this god here suits 5 different cards, but this one here is a perfect fit for just one. But then you're probably going to go with that god that's just a perfect fit for one and put this god over here that would have suited 5 cards onto a different card. I found it really important for myself as well, not to just do some online research, see where other people thought cards should go. It was a really emotional and also intellectual connection for me with these cards. So for instance, when you Google it, everyone thinks Hermes is just the fool. I could have very simply put it there, but I felt a stronger tug for Pan, for example. And also, to me, I feel like Hermes isn't going to show up where you expect him to. He's just full of mischief. If the fool is his temple and that is where people are supposed to worship, he's not going to be sat over there. He's going to be like sitting on the roof of this temple over here and just be like, oh, hey. So I hope that helped, and I hope that explains some things. If you don't have the deck, maybe it helped you understand some of my thoughts of how the cards connect and the way I was thinking, and the fact that the gods are a deity here to help you, or a guide, or to send you a message rather than a personification of the card. And if you do have the deck, I hope it's helped you form a stronger connection with your deck and maybe help your readings in the future. I definitely would recommend giving the guidebook a read, because if there are any cards that you're uncertain of, I really tried to explain it in quite a lot of detail in the guidebook. Were there any other cards that you guys weren't really sure of the connection for, or weren't really sure of how it all linked together? Let me know in the comments and I'll do another video.